Mongolia, untouched and overwhelmingly beautiful, vast, pristine and mysterious, with a magnificent nomadic horse-riding people whose ancestral father is Genghis Khan, the land of blue sky. Mongolia is a high steppe land, circled by sky-high mountains, never-ending plains, a sea of grazing lands, flat and immeasurable. The horizon forms a large circle, and in it, the tiny gurs of the nomads. A mysterious kingdom of merging senses. Taste the freedom, feel the space. See the tranquility, smell the cold, and hear the blue sky. House music in a gur. In almost every family the horsehead violin is played, and from it rings the sound of the steppe, the neighing of horses and the whistling wind, and it drives off evil spirits. Whoever travels through the steppe will repeatedly see caravans of nomads on the way to pastures new, where they will rebuild their gurs. A wooden frame, fan-shaped sticks, the roof, felt and cotton cloths. Inside, everything has its place. The male possessions to the right, saddle, bridle, mare milk barrels, snuff tobacco tins, wrestling clothes, knives, and to the left, the kitchen. The altar in the north with a family picture and a place of honor, and the door always to the south. Using scissor-like wooden grids instead of the traditional wooden frames, it can be built nowadays within 2 hours. Mongolia is a land of horses, and they live wild all year round. In order to break them in, they first have to be caught. A hard start to a long friendship. For holidaymakers, an unforgettable experience. Cheese is normally made from cow's milk, but horse milk is used for airag, the mildly alcoholic Mongolian national drink. The 3-day Naadam fest in July is the climax of the whole year and a must for all summer tourists. The games are the main event, and there are 3 traditional sports with which the nation celebrates its independence, its father Genghis Khan, and their nomadic culture, the origins of which go back to long before the great leader. In earlier times, the games were solely for men, as wrestling still is. More than 1,500 men want to know who's the strongest. In archery, both sexes are treated equally. Well, almost. Men have more arrows, and the target is further away. The game Shagan Hava, which is only for men, is a sort of mini bowling game and requires an enormous amount of finger skill. The 27-kilometer horse race across the steppe, in which only children can take part in order to spare the horses, is both exciting and awe-inspiring. Watching how girls and boys, some barely 5 years old, bravely and slickly ride bareback through the steppe, as only Mongolians can. The New Year's festival at Tsaganza. Doors are open everywhere for family, friends and guests. The younger generation greet the oldest family member first in a show of respect. When welcoming guests, the greeting ceremony is very formal, and part of the tradition is to exchange snuff tobacco boxes. The traditional nomadic menu consists of cooked mutton, milk products, pies and sweet desserts. It's important that the meat is fatty. When it's served, the white parts are cut out by the oldest member of the family and then given to the guests of honor. The pies are also filled with meat. It's served with salty milk tea and fermented horse milk. Grandparents, parents, children and grandchildren live together peacefully in their gurs. They meet with love and respect for one another, and to witness this is truly enriching. These festivals are a chance to pass on the stories, traditions and rituals of the Mongolian culture to the next generation. At a later hour, vodka is served, but never without offering some to the spirits first. The Tsatan live in the impassable mountain regions of northern Mongolia. They are an ethnic minority, Ulan, who have to this day kept their traditions and way of life. They are completely dependent on the surrounding land and their animals. They breed and hunt reindeer. They sleep on and wear their skins, make clothing from them, cover their Indian-like tents, teepees with them, eat their meat, and use their dried dung for fuel. To spend a few days with these people in the taiga and to experience and enjoy their hospitality is like visiting the Garden of Eden. It fills the soul with the energy as of one living with nature. Mongolia's Wild West is the Altai Mountains, where Kazakhs hunt on horseback using eagles, a proud nomadic tradition. The eagle is an important member of the family and has his own living quarters on the west side of the Gur. Witnessing such a fox hunt is an adventure that only a few tourists can recount. Stone piles on mountain peaks, decorated sometimes with blue ribbons and flags, are wishes and prayers to the blue sky. In winter, the Hufskul Lake, which is Mongolia's most important freshwater reservoir and the mother sea for Mongolians, freezes up to a depth of 2 meters, providing a welcome, faster and more comfortable means of travel to that of the sandy summer tracks. For visitors, it means ice skating in a winter wonderland. Mongolia is a treasure chest not only filled with diamonds, gold and silver. Open cast coal mining. Mongolia is one of the richest countries in the world for raw materials, and much more remains to be discovered. The industry is keen on international investors who will help develop the national industries and bring expertise in energy supply, development techniques and international know-how. National and international companies are investing in the extraction and smelting of copper. In the country's own production plants, coking coal mined from the Gobi Desert is used to produce steel. After winter, the soft wool from the undercoat of the Mongolian Cashmere goat is brushed out. The colder the winter, the better the wool. Sorted manually from the thicker top hairs, it's then made into the highest quality of cashmere. Mongolian cashmere wool is regarded as the world's finest fibre. Some 16 million Mongolian goats produce 30% of the world's demand for cashmere. This pristine wool contains 4 natural colours: white, beige, a warm grey and brown. No pattern or design is too delicate for this ultra-fine fibre. Designer dreams with no limit. Ulan Bator, the pulsating metropolis with 1 million citizens, the powerhouse of modern Mongolia, cosmopolitan, dynamic, traditional. With skyscrapers, luxury hotels, temples and monasteries, museums, an opera house, one of the most important Sanskrit libraries, and international head offices. A globalized capital with its doors wide open to the world. Globally operating banks serve a rapidly growing economy. An international university with over 10,000 students and a surprising amount of young female faces amongst students and professors alike. Mongolian parents find it important to give their daughters an education and consider emancipation for women important. Most importantly, the country needs domestic engineers. The motto to their academic courses is "World-class engineers made in Mongolia." The German-Mongolian High School for Resources and Technology has set its sights at training highly qualified technicians who can meet the requirements of a continuously growing need for resource experts and raise the inherent value of Mongolia. The health sector is developing to international standards and now offers a high level of medical support. A thriving media business connects Mongolia with the rest of the world, even throughout the steppe, with the use of mobile phones and satellite dishes. As do the country's 2 international airports, the Genghis Khan International Airport in Ulaanbaatar and a new major airport in the Hishuktin-Hundi Valley. The Gobi Desert, the cradle of life. Mongolian warriors turned hunting into their realm into a school for life and for war. The 3,000-year-old rock paintings from Bishid Had tell an even older hunting story, one of totems and necromancy. And yet another sensation: dinosaur fossils in the desert. Dinosaurs ruled the world about 1 million years ago. Docile herbivores. or rapacious carnivores. An entry into the World Book of History, like the rock paintings. The precursor of the Mongolian calligraphy, Uyghur, where the letters of words are all connected to one another and written vertically with a brush. The greatest Mongolian treasure is the animistic view of the world that the nomads have. It lies over the land like a spell that not only contains people, spirit and soul, but also everything that is under the endless blue sky. Animals, trees, rivers, mountains, lakes, grass and stone. In order to keep the balance of this animated nature, the shamans who drift between the worlds call on the help of the spirits. In 13th century Mongolia, the capital of the empire, Karakorum, had a tortoise as its emblem. The Orkhon Valley is a UNESCO Cultural Heritage Site. The first Buddhist temple, Erdenertsu, was built on the ruins